been a while, haven't it? It's actually decent light. Hey sis, you got a request to join. Yeah, depending on where I drive through.
Hey,
Hey,
good morning.
good morning. You sitting by
Oh,
the
hmm.
you're sitting by the window?
I am by the window and I put on my light because I have a ring light, courtesy of Jay Thomas.
Well, I didn't purchase it. I just stated.
No, you didn't, but I said, oh no, I will never get on my camera without having my ring light. Per
No, I
Jay
mean,
Thomas.
hey, I'm
Per
just trying to be
Jay
real.
Thomas.
People will call you out in these streets.
Well, can I share something with you? If people are more concerned with my lighting than what I'm sharing, they're
Right.
already got a problem.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
gonna leave it at that.
No, I get you. I'm right with you. You know what I mean? If some people might not have no lights at all while we worried about the ring light, but hey,
No.
I don't know. No, I appreciate you going live, coming on live, and one of the things that obviously we just got to connect at FinCon, and I mean it's information overload, right? So
Yes.
it's still recovery, but one of the best things about the conference is the fruitful relationships. And when you think about, I know for me, just building wealth and teaching people how to build wealth, finances is all about resources, not just the money part, but resources to help you grow your wealth.
Yes.
And so one of the things that I thought would have been cool, not to be so standardized, but to have just a simple conversation about, hey, try to understand all these things, because the thing about financial services, banking, wealth, all that, when you start going down the rabbit hole, you run into all the different acronyms and initials, and you don't know who do what, and
Right.
you're going to see somebody and you just misinterpreting, because
Right.
all the people that you might see who have hundreds and thousands of followers that go viral, well, oftentimes none of them are actually officially designated to speak about serious financial matters, and they tell you that. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
tell you, hey, this is not financial advice. This is go speak with a professional. Well, a professional is someone of your caliber. So talk a little bit about your journey before I kind of tap into some of the questions that people speak about, just so we can have a decent conversation and get people on the same page.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I will say I am a professional and I'm still going to tell you to reach out to a qualified professional because you can't just be on the internet getting information because it may not pertain to your particular situation. So I'm going to tell that to y'all now. But hey y'all, I'm Alex. I'm a CPA certified public accountant. I'm also a CFP, which is a certified financial planner. I also am a licensed life insurance agent here in my state of Florida. And my journey has been, I was in public accounting for over a decade. I've been a CPA for 10 years. And I left my public accounting firm back in October of 2021 to just start my own tax and financial consulting firm. And just it was a passion of mine. And now I'm actually transitioning into like more coaching women specifically to help them achieve their goals. I've been able to overcome a lot of statistics that most people probably would be like, quit. But that wasn't my story, and I'm blessed to be able to now show up and help others overcome. So, in a quick synopsis, that's me.
No, no, I appreciate it. And, I one of the things that really kind of turned me on about you is I love the fact that you're an accountant and you have a CFP, because a lot of people really don't understand when you really think about trying to have us level of wealth, whatever it is, but your bills are being covered by your assets. Tax planning is an essential part of um, your growth and sustainability
Oh
because
yeah.
I mean, even before you really have the wealth, you really should be making more financial decisions, especially your large one, homes, cars, all those based off your tax situation, because
Right.
with you, it will allow your money to go further. But especially in the wealth piece, because there are a lot more rules that come into play,
Oh yeah.
and a lot more, I would say traps, but a lot more opportunities for you to misstep. And so having someone, seriously, because I
No,
mean,
you're right. You're spot
those,
on. You're
those
spot
financial
on.
planners, I like them more than I like financial advisors, only because financial planners, they're going to actually look at your debts in depth. Financial advisors, if you're not coming with a certain level of wealth to the table, they really typically don't really dive deep because they're only concentrated on your investments. So the planner is kind of looking at you in a little bit more holistic capacity,
Yes.
which is beneficial because you're not getting one-sided information that's really geared to your investment. But again, you might take out debt, or you may have a debt problem that you're like, I really shouldn't have invested that money at this point. So
You're spot on, because that's what it is. It's like that holistic approach, looking at your full financial picture to help you achieve your goals. So we're not just looking at, okay, well, you told me you want to earn this amount in your investments, but like you mentioned, well, but what if you have debt that's so much higher? Like we want to make sure that we are accounting for everything. Like finances is complex.
uh, no, it definitely costs. So, with that being said, I know I kind of stole a little bit of the thunder, but really kind of give your best clear definition of what a certified financial planner does and what one should really expect when going to speak with a certified financial planner.
Yeah, so basically, the financial planner helps you achieve your short and long term financial goals by really looking at all of your finances and bringing them all together under one house. And so they're looking at your budgeting, they're looking at your assets, your liabilities, we're looking at long term planning like retirement, estate planning, which is key. Insurance, what are your insurance needs? So really getting your financial house in order is what I would say certified financial planners are. And you can expect them to really take a comprehensive approach to understanding what's going on. So probably have a lot of questions, provide lots of documents, and really get an understanding of what your goals are. And then a really good financial planner is also going to get into your mindset, because and actually they recently added psychology to the CFP exam for that exact reason, because you can tell someone to budget all day, but when they're not doing it, it's a mindset block that's happening. It's not a strategy. It's their mindset is off, and getting to understand what do we need to change, what's causing this, and really helping change that. So a really great financial planner is going to get to the cause of why you're making some of these choices that are preventing you from getting to your financial goals.
And that's almost like word for word from Google. But
Ah! I swear that was all me. You see, this is why. See, in a minute, I'm gonna. This is the
oh,
kind of shenanigans this guy is up to all the time. Keep it professional, Jay Thomas.
Hey, I love the thoroughness. So to follow up on that, why do I actually need one? And for me, and I know you kind of sympathize with it. You'll probably relate to this. Is if somebody asks me why do I need a coach or why do I need an advisor or financial planner? Fact is, I mean, how well are you doing on your own first?
Hello.
Second, my other go-to response is, why do you need a dentist? Why do you need eye doctor? You know what I mean? You don't
Right.
need. I mean, your life may be cut short eventually,
Oh,
but
no, no, no.
you
You
know,
need them. You need them. Don't
yeah,
listen to Jay
you need
Thomas.
them.
You need
You
your
know,
dentist and your
yeah,
eye doctor. Okay.
right. But that's when you're concerned about your your body and your health. But I mean, you don't have to have those things,
Well,
but
that's
eventually
true.
it will be accountable to you because your health will deteriorate. Just like if you
Okay.
don't have any, if you don't know it, you know what I mean, for that which you don't know, you must pay for. And the
I love that.
it's just the
Where'd you
simple
steal that one from? I'm just playing.
experience. All the stuff I don't know, I pay for. Shoot. I'm
I
not,
love that.
I'm not gonna be one of the people that try to fake the fuck and be like, "Oh, I can do it." No, I can't. I've never done it. I'm not
There you
that good.
go.
But it's serious in this age, especially right now because we are technically in a recession. A lot of people don't necessarily know how to effectively plan and understand that just because this recession happened now and one happened last year and one happened 8 years ago, well, it's going to happen again. So if
Right.
it's stalemated you, or if you're not prepared, or you find yourself with angst and are uncomfortable, that's why you need a professional in your corner to be able to help you see clearly the things that you're
Hmm.
not paying attention to. The same thing with a mechanic. But why do you think people need a financial plan?
You just
You've
answered
seen,
it. You just answered it. It's really to see what you're not seeing, right? And even so, I'm a CPA, but I still have someone else do my books. Like I still consult with my other with other professionals, even just on my own things to make sure I'm not missing something. And it's just to really help with uncovering what you can't see, and then as you said, what you don't know, you pay for. Is that it?
yeah,
Put that in the
for that
chat
which
because I'm using that one too. Right, but it's having that partner to help manage your finances. Like you can't do it all. If you're out building a business, you're being a family person, you're being a friend. Who is your support system to make sure that your finances are in order? What better than to have somebody who this is what they do day in and day out? Like the worst thing you can do is be working and with someone who this isn't what they do all the time. What you don't use, you lose it. So really just having that partner to help you uncover everything that what you're missing, and be able to be that advice source, and everything else that Jay Thomas said, because he was spot on.
and for lack without mentioning legally do it because everybody else there's a lot of people that can talk about money, but um I mean some of it is technically illegal.
Oh, well, we don't want to go there,
But
yes,
I mean you do.
I mean, yes. So he is touching on something very important. So as when you're working with certified professionals, they have licenses on the line. They
Right.
have insurance that they're paying. Like they have CFPs have a fiduciary responsibility to make sure they're doing what is best for you, their client. If not, they run the risk of losing their license, being sued, fines, all these things. So when you're working with someone who has something to lose, not a reputation, not a follower count, but so yeah.
And, only because like I said people just don't.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have to want to follow the rules. Like just fact of the matter. And if you want to
Right.
grow wealth, there is following rules. Yeah, there's gray areas in certain things, but I'm saying, like I went from the best example I could think of is I went from hey, my brakes are done. Oh, my brother could do it. Or somebody's brother could do it. Somebody's cousin, they know
Mm-hmm.
somebody. Hey, it'll only be $100. And while they did a decent job, they
Right.
did not do the same level of quality work as when I went and had my stuff professionally done.
Yes.
Plus, as far as for me, because I'm just sensitive about cars, because I've always had car issues in the past. Going to a shop and having work done at a shop and consistently doing it at a shop, I've noticed the life of my car being extended. I've noticed I've had less problems after the fact. So
Yeah. I
that's the
mean,
thing that people are missing,
uh-huh.
because even if you talk to me, you'll talk to me about money. There are a lot of things I can help you with inside the bank. But if we're talking mortgages, well, I have an NMLS. There are a lot of things I can discuss with you in terms of rate, fees, and all those different things. Even if I'm not doing it in my normal job capacity, I have the powers. I've done the tests to be able to speak on that legally. If you go talk to a coach, one of these people you may follow online, one of the
Hmm.
things that they will tell you is, well, this is how I invest my money.
Right.
This is I do, which is not illegal. But when you're talking about speaking specific investment advice, speaking specific tax advice, that person could actually get in trouble if they told you, hey, you need to invest in this particular mutual fund, and they did all that. They can get in trouble for that. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
that's outside of their boundaries. The same thing with tax advice. You took something from them because it was, what's the lingo now? The play.
Yeah, the
So
play. Yeah.
that play may get you in trouble if that person is not certified to be speaking on those matters. So
Correct. And that's not a defense. So after you've taken, this advice and ran the play, and now the IRS is knocking on your door for an audit, and just FYI, they are increasing the number of audits because they've poured some money into the IRS to increase the
because of
number
the play,
of
all these plays
because of
running
the plays, all these plays, they're like, oh. And the problem is that when you're not working with certified individuals, they're not telling you like the type of documentation that you need to retain. Because a lot of times, like I tell clients all the time, like the IRS code is vast. It's
yeah,
sharing you all the ways how you don't have to pay tax. But you need to make sure you're following all the rules and documenting it. So should the IRS come knocking, if you've documented it, it's just like, oh yeah, this is why we did it. This is why we qualified. What? Literally. That's what you
yeah,
can do when you can support it and you followed all the rules. Unfortunately, that's not what is happening a lot of times because these people are telling you half the information. Then you're taking this to someone who doesn't know the information or knows half the information, and now you've got it a quarter of the way right, and
right,
it's not going to hold up. It just
right,
won't. And you definitely don't want to do that with your money.
yeah. And just before I go to the next thing, one thing that I realized as I've been studying money, even with myself, helping a lot of people, is money is the one thing that we deal with on an everyday basis. Even health, I think, is the same way. If
Yeah.
you were trying to lose weight or something of that nature, but
Mm-hmm.
it's very, very situational.
Yeah.
Everybody doesn't have the same job. Even if you have the same job, you don't have the same responsibilities. And
Right.
because you don't have the same responsibilities, and even if you have similar responsibility to somebody else, everybody doesn't have the same tolerance. So how I would invest my
Yes.
money versus somebody else, and the tolerance is based off life experience, right? So,
Right.
everybody doesn't have the same, none of those things, none of those factors are the same. So that's why you need someone specifically looking at, hey, this is what you have, these are your options, and it's objective enough because they like, hey, I spent some time with you,
Right.
this is what I'm seeing from you, why I'm suggesting you do this. Because if you're not
100%.
comfortable with tax advice, if you're not comfortable with a tax plan, investment plan, why would you keep doing it? And for all of us involved, I don't get paid off you building wealth. You know what I mean? But there is a joy that I do receive by seeing you be empowered by your own wealth. And the only way to keep you doing that is to do something that fits your situation that you will keep doing without or little with little to no direction.
Listen,
Uh,
if y'all don't drop some bombs in the chat, is that what they say? I think they say that because Jay Thomas is on fire. He's spot on. Like in the live.
yeah, yeah. See, I ain't even have no cookies or nothing to start the day. So
Here we go. Here you let's keep that.
see,
Just
four,
next
four,
question, brother.
four steps forward, or one step forward, four steps back.
Yeah,
Uh,
let's just keep
so,
it moving. Next.
the next thing that always comes up is, all right, we talked about a certified financial planner actually will look at your debt. Will they tell you automatically when you have debt? Should I uh, should I can I not invest because I have debt?
No, it's really going to be based on your individual situation. Um, so no, I don't. They won't tell you that unless that's what they've concluded based on their analysis and working with you and understanding what your goals are, your tolerance, all that. Now, some people, debt hinders them from being comfortable to actually want to invest. So they may literally need to pay off some debt to feel comfortable to say, okay, now I have this extra money, I can invest. Others are very much like, no, I want to invest while paying off debt because they understand the value that time has with your assets being invested. Time is on your side. The more time you have with an investing, it grows quicker, faster over the long term. So it's really going to be in the individual. And working with a CFP, you, and I will say, not all CFPs are created equally, but
Yes.
they really should be, objective in this situation and saying, okay, based on your tolerance, this is my recommendation for you for what I know from what I know about you. And looking at the numbers, and doesn't make sense because no, I'm not going to have you 2% debt if you could have the same money earning 12%. That does not make sense. Get your earnings and use your earnings to pay off your debt. You know what I mean? So it's really, you have to look at the situation in totality to make an advisement. But no, debt does not preclude you from investing. It just depends on your particular situation.
And then you kind of made mention, but going through a CFP, what has been some of the best direction you've been able to give to individuals looking to connect with a CFP or try to figure out? Because again, most people who, yeah, you might have went off the recommendation, but you're like, how do I know if, say if I really want to deal or if I should be dealing with this person, or how do, say, how do I trust this person and know that this is going to work for, this is a good matchup for me and them, or really for me.
You really need to just interview and get a feel for it, because if you don't feel comfortable, it's an automatic no, in my opinion. Dealing with your finances, whether it's a financial planner or your tax accountant, it is an intimate relationship. We know everything about you. When you get married, when you have kids, we know if you're having an affair because, hey, we're looking at your documents. Why do you have 18 stays at this hotel? But I'm not going to get into all of that. But the bottom line is we know everything. So if you're not comfortable enough to talk to people and really be honest about if you have off the book debt that no one knows about and you're not comfortable sharing, like, you have to really be able to open up to this person. So number one, make sure that you do feel comfortable with them and that you would feel like you can share everything. And then find out, okay, what are their credentials? What are some of the clients that they've worked with? What is their experience with what you want to do? I know sometimes it's tough to know the exact questions if you don't know, but you know what your goals are. So ask them, are you experienced with real estate investors, with this type of investments? What is your experience level? Definitely ask them that. Ask them about their education. Find out how long they've been doing what they're doing. Take into consideration how long it takes to contact them. If there's someone who you've reached out to them and they're not calling you back, use that as a sign. You want someone that is accessible to you, because this is your money, this is your baby, this is important. So take those types of things into consideration, and then also ask about their price point. Figure that part out and make sure that it's aligned with you. But I really just encourage you, find someone who is aligned with you as a person and your goals.
And one thing that you kept mentioning that I think is important for people to understand is this is your money, meaning it's your company, it's your corporation. And the fact is, oftentimes, especially with a certified financial planner, tax person, it's usually an open-ended agreement type scenario. So you can stop dealing with them if maybe you start off comfortable, but something happened, you're not feeling as comfortable. Or maybe initially you kind of felt, because I know how when you sit down with people in finance, you can sometimes feel that innate pressure that, I got to sign up with them. You know what I mean?
Right.
But after you slept on it, you're like, I just don't feel confident about it. And then one thing I would also add is this person helping you learn how to identify, learn about your situation, and learn how this stuff works, so
Yeah.
that you can be more knowledgeable, and have that wisdom as you're going through the process. Because that you're still gonna, it's not a blind thing. You should
Right.
not be
Mm-mm.
with this person all the time and have the same level of knowledge as when you started the process.
100% agree. I'm big on on educating because I'm just big on educating. Right? You need to know the why behind something, not just, oh, this is why we're doing it, or this is what we're doing. No, explain why. And even if the person doesn't get it right away, just sharing it, because every time you drip some knowledge, like, you're retaining a piece of it. And so maybe you don't get it all right now. And then I say, ask questions. Make sure you're asking questions, because a good professional is going to take the time to say, explain it. They may have to explain it 3 different ways. They may have to send you some videos, but helping you move the needle to make sure that you are comprehending it.
Yeah. No, that's so good. And I know we're running right up on time, so I just want to make sure, just in case, because I'm also a little bit newer to the Instagram works world. But how can people connect with you, Alexander? I so appreciate you coming on, popping on, having a conversation. This won't be the last, but definitely is the first, so that they can learn and learn more about it. Because, like you said, about educating and empowering women to build their wealth.
Yeah, so you can just follow me on Instagram. I'm at Alexandria Chanel underscore CPA. And I'm sure Jay Thomas is going to put it in the show notes, because he is spectacular. Okay. Uh, so yeah, that's mainly where I hang out. So this is going to be your best option to reach out, and just be on the lookout. I am beginning my YouTube page, courtesy of the Finance Rebel, and so soon you'll have that out. And so I'll come back and tag you on that. But since this isn't our last time, I'll keep y'all posted.
Yeah, we got to get in those YouTube streets as well. No, I definitely appreciate you popping on. Can't wait to connect with you again, dear. Hope you have a good day. Thanks,
Hey,
everybody,
you
for
too. Take care. Bye.